Welcome back, everyone. I am the Depressed Eeyore, and this is Arkham Horror, the card game. Let's finish this. Enter the Maelstrom. Your plan is simple, foolish but simple. The knowledge you've gathered leads you to conclude that the esoteric Order of Dagon is the cause of both the rising tide and the appearance of the horrific Deep Ones. Not only that, but over the course of the last few decades, the Order has transformed the townsfolk into more of the horrific creatures, using them to infiltrate Innsmouth from within. But worst of all, the entity the cult worships, Dagon, is just one of two. His mate, Hydra, still slumbers in the depths below Innsmouth, waiting to awaken and stake her claim over the endless ocean. These are the conclusions that have led you to your plan. Travel once more to Devil Reef, descend to the city of the Deep Ones that lies hidden at the bottom of the ocean, and put a stop to the Deep Ones' plans once and for all. Agent Harper helps you prepare, loading your possessions onto the boat you manage to steal from what remains of Innsmouth's dock. We only have one shot at this, Harper says. I don't think I need to remind you what happens if we fail. She looks pointedly at the flooded ruins of Innsmouth. Are you ready? All right, so for the setup. If we have the key of Yon-Nathalai, we start with the blue key. If we have the map, we have the red key. If the Guardian's been dispatched, we get the green key. And if the gateway recognizes us, we get the yellow key. So right off the bat, we start with all four of these keys. So, and for Act 1, all you need is all this just to advance. Now, so we could literally go straight to the final act. Now, I think there's a couple reasons why you want to go for some things in the first part, though. Though I don't know how important it actually is. In any case, so we got all that. Put the gateway into play. It does enter partially flooded, so it's already done that for us. Thank you. All right, and then let's see. Everyone that possesses a diving suit, we'll start with a diving suit. So, diving suit. Item, armor, ignore the forced ability on the current agenda. When any amount of damage will be placed on you, keyword being you, place 1 damage on the diving suit. When diving suit leaves play, remove from the game. Has 3 health. Very useful for just it being able to ignore the fully flooded locations. It does take up a body slot, which I technically have removed off of Zoe, but she has one, so she's good to go. Alright, acts are set up. Double-sided enemies, those are fine, and we're good to go. Alright, I'll go ahead and read up on this real quick. Under the surface, your boat lands on the Black Reef, and you descend once more into the tidal caverns. Deeper and deeper still, you travel until all thoughts of returning to the surface seem like fantasy. When your turn begins, if you're in a fully flooded location, you gasp for air, and you take 5 damage. 6 doomed to advance. Back into the depths. Finally, you reach the gateway to the final depths, a swirling vortex of otherworldly currents beyond which Yon-Nathalai, the city of the Deep Ones, waits. Somehow you must gain entrance. If each investigator has the blue is at gateway of Yon-Nathalai, and the investigators possess each of the following keys: blue, red, yellow, and green, you may choose to advance. All right. Skulls are -1, -3. Instead, if there are 4 or more unflooded Yon-Nathalai locations in play. Cultist is -3. If you fail, place 1 doom on the current agenda. This may cause the current agenda to advance. Tablet, -4. If you fail, you must either increase the flood level of your location or take 1 damage. And then Elder Thing, which we don't have, it's -5. And if you fail and there's a key at your location, you will take 1 horror. Alright, let me put a break here. Okie dokie. I had to, unfortunately, scrap the playthrough and start over. When I was cleaning up the previous scenario, I accidentally had dragged off my Call of the Unknown that was still on the board. So I went through the entire final scenario without her weakness, without Ursula's weakness, that is. That being said, even with the weakness, it probably would not have made a difference. If we want to go for the plain ending, it is pretty trivial with what we have. I mean, with the amount of stuff we have, it should come to no surprise. So I am going to we'll try to go for the better ending. I don't know if it's a better ending, but a different ending, and go from there. In any case, let's go ahead and shuffle this. All right, draw. All right, it's at least a better start than my last attempt, at least. We actually have a weapon and a safeguard. I don't think I want... I know Safeguard is really good for action compression, but honestly, I just don't need it. I just don't need it in this playthrough at all. So I'm going to go ahead and tag these out. Okay, already infinitely better. It wasn't too bad starting with Zoe last time on the scrap playthrough, but I had like only 2 assets, and I didn't draw a 3rd asset until like a few cards in, which was made the Ever Vigilant harder to use. Anyway, I need to do the tarot card first, so we're going to put out 3 of these and pick one. Each investigator has 1 additional slot of a type chosen by that investigator when the game begins. When the game begins, replace a skull in the chaos bag with a 0 token. And then this one is 2 additional cards, which is the one I had on my scrap playthrough. It was pretty funny to start with 9 cards in hand. But I think we're going to go for the one where we replace a skull with a 0 token, because that's actually kind of nice. So yeah, we'll drop the skull and add in a 0. That's looking pretty good. That's all it does, so I'm just going to have it over here and go from there. All right, we do need to resolve this next, so shuffle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I have truth in here, 2 perceptions, survey, and plan of action. Okay, and then this all goes in here. And just to show, my weaknesses are in here this time, so I'm ready to go. And I'm pretty sure this one has our weakness as well. It does. Okay. All right, so Ursula does have 2 Studious, so we do start with 7 cards. And we will fix this, because I did go and do something else for a bit. That's a weakness. Draw another. Okie dokie. Crack the Case is good to start with. I don't want to start with the Eye of Truth. Everything else here is kind of really, really good. The red clock will help out a lot too. Like, red clock is really useful for just for the resources. Like, yeah, just for the resources, it's pretty worthwhile. So yeah, we'll just draw 1 card. Okay, Cryptic Research, perfect. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and do the setup here. I'm going to hit the shuffle here and then hit setup. Why did it? Okay, I don't know why it broke again. I'm just going to... yeah, it broke it entirely. That's a problem. All right, give me a moment. I'm just going to do it by hand. I'll need a moment to set it up, because unfortunately this also sets up this phase 2, but unfortunately that's not available to us. Okay, well, whatever. Everything here is connected orthogonally, so no crazy stuff there. Gateway to Yad-Nephele. Stupendous and unheard of splendors await me below, and I shall seek them soon. All right, comes in partially flooded. The gateway to the city is a roiling vortex of seawater, a portal of currents beyond which lies Yad-Nephele, your final destination. Oh, one other thing to note: if you do have less, as for the face-down keys, if you have, or sorry, how do I say this? If you, I'll just read it here. It's a lot easier. So if you have fewer than 4 set-aside keys, you do shuffle in the purple, white, and black keys face down. Since we did start with 4 keys already, so these white and purple, white, and black keys are now part of the pool, which is gives you a choice. If you have all 4 keys, you can just rush to the end. You can immediately skip Act 1 and just start doing Act 2 stuff. But if you do that, you pretty much have no chance of getting all of your memories back. All right, so with that in mind, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and start with Zoe. I'm going to spend an action to draw a card. Then I'm going to spend an action to draw a card. And then I'll spend my last action to do Stick of the Plan, Ever Vigilant. We'll go ahead and get out the Zoe Cross for free, the Wolf Mask for free, and a Branded Kathaka for 1. All right. And that is it for Zoe. All right. Ursula. Let's spend 4 to get out Witten Green, which I had forgotten to reset her stats for, so good for us. And then I'm going to let's go ahead and move and see if we can make something happen with this. So we'll go down this way and see what it is. Okay. Dark Abyss, 2 Shroud, 2 Clues. After it's revealed, randomly choose one of the set-aside face-down keys and place it. And after the last clue is fully discovered, from the Dark Abyss, it becomes fully flooded, and you increase the flood level of each connecting location. So this will flood our gateway, which kind of sucks. We do have diving suits active, so we're at least good on that front. I've already shuffled this, so I'm going to go ahead and place this. I'm also going to go ahead and shuffle the encounter deck now, just to have that taken care of. All right, I am going to go ahead and use White and Green's ability, search top 9. All right, I will happily grab that pocket watch. I see the Necronomicon staring at me, but we'll deal with that later. All right, I will go ahead and also investigate this location. We are currently 5-2. The worst token is -4. I'm going to do Ancestral Knowledge. And I'm going to go ahead and grab this planet. We'll do Perception. So this will make us 8-2. Please don't autofail. Thank you. I'm glad I did do this because I would have failed otherwise. It would have been, and I would have taken a damage. Or actually, I would have increased the flood level here. All right, so we get a clue. That was -4, by the way, so I went 8, so it was 4-2. So I do still pass by 2 or more, so I get to draw 2 cards. And 2. All right, we have our weakness. All right, I am then going to go ahead and investigate one more time. We'll go 5-2. Good luck. All right, we pass. We get the clue. More importantly, I can play this Crack the Case and gain 2 resources. Unfortunately, that does mean I don't have enough to actually get the red clock out, but that's okay. Oh, also, this place is now fully flooded, which is fine. And all these other locations will be partially flooded. All right, we got the black key. We're going to need all 3 of the keys that have been added. So, yeah, also with us teaching the order like being fully available to us, it also helps trivialize a lot of this. So we got things to work with here. All right. Yeah, that's it for her, and that's it for them. So, enemy phase, no enemies, upkeep. Vicious Blow. And Eye of Truth. All right. Mythos, First Doom. All right, I have to choose either lose resources or take horror. Let's take the horror. I know it's a rarity, but we're going to need to take it. Oh, actually, you can take it. All right, and then for you, choose a location where there's 1 investigator and increase the flood level. Okay. I'll do it here and take 1 damage. It's going to surge because we can't increase it. Dagon's Brood. Lair of Dagon or Gateway of Yanathale, whichever's farther from you. Hunter. After Dagon's Blood engages you, if Dagon is in play, you either have to place a Doom on Dagon or Dagon attacks you. Humanoid monster, deep 1, 1 fight, 3 evade, 4 health. It's for 1. All right, get engaged. I will go ahead and just put a damage on him. So I gain a resource, spend that resource, then put a damage on him, and be good to go. All right, he only has 1 fight. All right, investigation phase. I will go ahead and go with Ursula. I'll put this over here. I'm going to go ahead and hold on to the pocket watch for now. I am going to go ahead and spin 2 to get out the red clock and get that up and running. And then we'll go ahead and just move. We'll move over to here. All right, these are just the underground river Not a big deal. I will investigate, though, just to get that out of the way. This place has, what, 4? Yeah. I am going to go ahead and use Ancient Knowledge to go ahead and get out the other perception. Also, I'll go ahead and use Wit and Green real quick. Search top 9. We can grab a tome. Okay. So we're 8 to 4. Good luck. We succeed. Draw 2 cards. Alright, we also got our weakness, so 5 Doom. Alright, that's been resolved at least. We do get our clue. I am going to go ahead and fast out the magnifying glass while I can. And so at this point, we at least get the red clocks going soon. So, yeah, let's go ahead and just gain a resource, and then spend 3 to get out one of the Grim Memoirs. Like so. Alright. Okay, and over here, we need to deal with you. We are currently 4 to 1 here if I want to fight you. Let's go ahead and use Brandicathaga. We'll go 6 to 1. Alright, 6 to 1, that is -4, so 2 to 1, so I do pass. I am going to go ahead and just spend 3 to get rid of you. Alright, next action, I am going to go ahead and spend 3 to get out something worth fighting for. Actually, no, we won't do that yet. Instead, I will go ahead and do Mercy Cash, gain 3 resources. Draw a card. Okay, and then last action, I am going to go something worth fighting for. We don't have to worry about gasping for breath because we have a diving suit, so we're good on that front. Alright, that is everybody. We'll go enemy phase, upkeep. Okay, I've had worse. Upkeep, Wet and Green. Alright, second Doom. Hydra's Blood. Okay, it's going to spawn with us. 3 humanoid monster, deep 1, 3 fight, 2 evade, 3 health. Spawns either at Lair Hydra or the Gateway, which is going to be the Gateway. Hits for 1 horror after it engages you. If Hydra is in play, you either have to place a Doom on Hydra or get attacked. Hydra's not in play, so we don't need to worry about it. We do gain a resource, which I'll go ahead and use to put a damage on it. And we get the deep 1. I need to discard something. I'll discard Wit and Green. Alright. So, okay. We'll go ahead and go investigation phase. I will start with Ursula. I am going to add a resource here. I will put Call of the Unknown up here. And then I'm going to evade the deep 1 bowl. We're going to be 7 to 2, thanks to the red clock. Okay, you are now evaded. I will then move. Alright, Tidal Pool. This will have a random key. And 2 clues. I'm going to go ahead and use Wit and Green, search top 9. We can get Tooth of Etzley. This also happened on the scrap playthrough. I started with 2 segment of Onyxes in my hand, and then I never got the remaining Onyx until it was like the last 6 cards. And that was without Wit and Green. Alright. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and also investigate this location. I am going to go ahead and use the... I will use the magnifying glass. Actually, I will use... Or not the magnifying glass. I'm going to go ahead and just... Actually, I really want to keep that. So yeah, I'll use Grim Memoir. We'll be 8 to... yeah, I guess we're 8 to 3 right now. All right, here goes, 8 to 3. Good to go. Got the clue. Draw a card. This is resolved. All right. Fortunately, we are getting way too many cards in our hand, and not much we can do about it. All right, let's go ahead and spend 1 to get out the Waveworn Idol. That'll help us soak some stuff. Still too many cards in my hand, though. Actually, you know what? Instead of the Waveworn Idol, I'm going to gain a resource and then spend both to get the Segment of Onyxes out. There you go. Now I don't have to discard. Meanwhile, over here, I'm going to go ahead and attack this thing. I'm going to be 6 to 3. I'll commit a overpower, so I'll be 9 to 3. It's just -3, right? Yep, we pass. So 6, 9, 6 to 3. So we draw 2 cards. And I will spend 2 charges to kill this. All right. I am going to go ahead and spend 3 to go ahead and get out my Key of Ys and get that going. Do I want to do Key of Ys now? Yeah, Key of Ys now. All right. Right now, it's not going to give me anything because reasons. And I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, also, since I kill a deep one, this one's going to ready and move over here now. All right, last action, I'm going to go ahead and just gain a resource. And that'll be the end of the round. Upkeep. Mythos. This is taking us a little longer than I want it to. Fracture Consciousness. I'll commit take the initiative for this, so it'll be 5 to 3. Alright, and unfortunately, as they fail, I will take 2 damage. I'll use I've Had Worse to, let's see. That'll be placed on you. Okay, as long as I have someone else's soak, I'm fine on that. Okay, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and do I've Had Worse and prevent the damage and then gain 2 resources. Okay. As for you, I do need to discard a random card. That's going to suck. Okay, I'm going to be doing a willpower. It's going to be 4 to 3. I will go ahead and do Plan of Action. We'll go 6 to 3. We pass. Okay. Investigation. I'll start with Ursula. All right. We'll go ahead and place this, and I get to move twice, so I'm going to go ahead and just move now. We'll see what this is about. All right, this place only has nonsense in it. And I will also... Do I want to just move? Also, this place is fully flooded, which actually gives me an action. So yeah, you know what? Oh no, I don't have that card out. Never mind. That's a little annoying. So do I stay here and investigate? Or just take the horror? Yeah, I think I'm going to just take the horror. So I'm going to move here and then move back as my 2 moves. And then use my ability. Also, I will use Witten Green as I reveal that location. And grab the Segment of Onyx. Okay. So yeah, I'll go ahead and use my ability now to investigate. I'll go ahead and do Grim Memoir. So 7 to 3. Good to go. That's 5 to 3, so I do get to grab this clue, draw a card, and I get the key. Okay, good to go on that front. I will go ahead and pop the segment of Onyx and get out the Pendant of the Queen. And at this point, we just need to do our job. I'll go ahead and move back here. I'll go ahead and investigate now. 5 to 2. That is a pass, just barely. Get rid of another curse. Grab clue. And this is resolved again. And then we're just going to move over one step. Okay, this will have the last key. Alright, so that's good news. We just need to finish up here and we'll be good to go. And we'll have everything we need. Meanwhile, we got Zoe here. I will go ahead and take an action to spend 4 to go ahead and get out Beat Cop. Then I'm going to draw a card. Oop, what do we lose? Okay, we lose Vicious Blow, which sucks, but it could have been a lot worse. Could have lost our Runic Axe. I'll go ahead and draw another card. Well, there's our Safeguard. And that'll be it for that. Alright. We'll go ahead and go enemy phase. The enemy's not going to move. Upkeep. There's our Flesh Ward. Shortcut. 4 of 6. Peril. Test Willpower 2. This test gets +1 difficulty for each Sanctum location with a key on it, which right now is 0. If you fail, you have to place a Doom on the current agenda or the nearest Ancient One enemy attacks you. So right now, it'll just give us +1 Doom. We are 4 to 2 right now. I'm going to go 7 to 2. And we pass. And then each disengage from each deep one. Each deep one enemy at your location and each connecting location engages with you. If not, you spawn a deep one. This will be from the encounter deck or discard pile. We'll spawn you for now, since you won't actually do anything to us. All right. Okay, we'll go investigation. I will start with Ursula. I will get my extra action here and use it to evade. I am going to go ahead and pop a Practice Makes Perfect, search top 9. All right, I will pick Survey the Area. All right, we are 9 to 2. Good to go. This goes in my hand. You are evaded. All right, then I'm going to use Pendant of the Queen to grab a clue from this. And then I'm going to investigate this location. What are we, 6 to 2 right now? Yeah, we'll go 6 to 2. Grab the clue, and then everything gets flooded, which is fine. Grab clue. More importantly, get this key. And that should be all of them. Yeah, we have all 7. All right, we'll go ahead and pop a shortcut. Oh, also, Call the Unknown, I'm just going to set to here. I apologize for that. I'm going to call shortcut to here, use my ability to investigate. We'll be 6 to 2. Good to go. Resolved. Okay. Then we'll go ahead and advance, because we've had the keys that we needed to do this. To unite the flay, a Maelstrom of currents tugs at your flesh as you cross through the gateway. When you emerge on the other side, you are no longer in the simple tidal caverns beneath Devil Reef, but inside a vast city within the depths, a city of otherworldly alien architecture and surprisingly riches beyond your wildest imagination. Remove all the locations except for Gateway. If you do have the victory, you can place it in Victory, and then you do the setup. So we don't have to worry about you anymore or you anymore. Yeah. And then all of these go away. Yeah, all I wanted was the keys. Everything else was completely secondary. So unfortunately, this thing is completely broken. Yeah, completely broken. So we need to go and do all the set-aside stuff. All right. All right. If you have exactly 2 investigators in the game, remove the marked with an A. Okay, so first set it up as depicted below. Got it. All right. Yonathalay locations, sanctums, lair of Hydra, and Dagon. And of course, we're going to spawn you guys too. Yep, they all get spawned. Okay. So, we'll shuffle these first. Go boom, boom. Oh wait, these are sanctums. Did the wrong ones. My apologies. We want these ones. Boom, 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 boom. And then boom, boom there. And then boom there. And then boom here, here, and here. Okay, and then remove mark C, sliding each of the 3 locations on the row below it upwards once. Okay, so we're going to get rid of this location. And technically slide all these up to here. And then get rid of A, which is this one. Sliding the 2 locations to its left on the same row on the to the right. So like this. Mark C, sliding each of the 3 locations on the row below it upwards once. Yeah, did that. Then we remove this one and slide everything over like that. Is that how it's supposed to be? That's not how it looked like when I did it. Yeah, so these went up when C was removed. Oh, sorry, I see what I made a mistake on. I was looking at the wrong thing. Let me rewind. All right, so we don't remove C because that's for 1 investigator only. What we're doing is removing A. So we do. And then I believe these shift over. Yeah, everything, sliding the 3 locations to its left, 2 on the same row and 1 below it. Okay, yeah, this makes sense. All right, and then we remove B like this, and then these shift over. Okay, that is how it's supposed to look. All right, just for my sanity though, we're going to go ahead and move this all the way up here. Put this there, this there, this there, this there, that there, and then these 2 locations. Okay, yeah, that's what it looks like when you usually do the setup for you. Okay, cool. All that's set up now. We place the Hydra and Dagon. For Dagon, it checks to see if he's awakened or still slumbers. He is still slumbering, so he is slumbering. He's a little bit different this time around. Now, if you end your turn there, you place a Doom on him, and as a willpower 4 check, you can, if you succeed, you can either exhaust him or remove a Doom from him. Oh, sorry, he'll only place the Doom if he's ready, if you're standing with him. Also, if you fail by 3 or more, you place a Doom on him. And then over here, we got Hydra, Deep in Slumber. Same kind of situation. In fact, it's practically the same for now. But she's also slumbering. Okay. Let's go ahead and progress. City of the Deep version 1. Deep within the city of Yah-Nethaleh, the Deep Ones are performing a ritual that will drown the earth under the seas. The only way to counteract this ritual is to unveil the depths and expose the city to the sky. As a lightning bolt, either remove 2 damage from an ancient one at your location, or investigators at a lair location can spend 2 clues as a group to decrease the flood level of any non-sanctum location in play. Objective: stop the Deep One's ritual by draining the city. If each location in play is unflooded, advance. Okay. It's still technically our turn, so we will continue. Yeah, we're all set up here. We got some sanctum locations. Oh, I do need to actually put flood tokens down. All of the regular Yah-Nethaleh locations are partially flooded. The lairs, for some reason, are not flooded at all. And then the sanctums are all fully flooded. Okay. So with all that in mind, let's continue. All right, so I did my move. I did my investigate. Did my move. And I think at this point, I'm just going to keep moving. So I'm going to go ahead and move down to here. Reveal this location. Sunken Halls. If you control the black key, place it on Sunken Halls. After an enemy enters Sunken Halls, if the black key is on Sunken Halls, deal 2 damage to that enemy. Alright, for my last action, I am going to go ahead and take this black key and put it here. Okay. That is it. Alright, go to Zoe. Zoe is going to go ahead and spend 3 to go ahead and get out Fleshboard. Then I'm going to, I'm going to draw a card. Alright, and then I'm going to move down to here. Okay. That is everybody. Enemies, upkeep. Strong Arm, upkeep. Existential Riddle. Alright, Mythos. We are 5 of 6. Alright, spawns here. So this time we have to choose our options. I am fine with letting this hit me, so I'm going to take 1 horror, and now all my stats increase by 1. It also spawned here, by the way. After an enemy enters Sunken Halls, if the black key is on Sunken Halls, deal 2 damage to that enemy. It's also 2 Shroud, 2 Clues, so 2 damage. Also, I get engaged. I will gain a resource and spend that resource to immediately kill the Hydra's Brood. Problem solved. Next, we've got this thing. We'll just spend the resources. Okay, investigation. I will go ahead and we'll go ahead and just start. We'll go ahead and start with Ursula. I will place Call of the Unknown over here, and then I'm going to take the resources from here. So I have 3 resources. I'm then going to go ahead and move from here to over here. Oops, excuse me. Oh yeah, I didn't even read this. We shall swim through we shall swim out to that brooding reef in the sea and dive through black abysses to Cyclopean and many call him Yah-Nethaleh. Over here we have the undersea corridors. If you control the white key, you can place it on undersea corridors. If the white key is on undersea corridors, you can use it to lightning bolt to move to a connecting location. Okay, I will go ahead and try to investigate this location. Unfortunately, it's not a good one. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not a good one. I'll do Grim and Mar. Will be 8 to 6. Yeah, 8 to 6, unfortunately. I'll pop a survey the area. Well, actually, yeah, I'll pop a survey of the area and just go 9 to 6. Or not 9 to 6. Let's see, 6, 8. We'll go 12 to 6. We succeed. Don't get any clues here, but we do get this resolved. Okay. I am going to go ahead and spend an action, place the... actually, I'll hold off on doing that. I'm not going to do the key placement just yet. Instead, I am going to go ahead and use this action to go ahead and do Waveborn Idol. Get that out. And then, actually, I'm not going to do Waveborn Idol yet. Alright, so instead we're just going to move first. We'll move over to here. In that layer of the deep ones, we shall dwell amidst wonder and glory forever. Okay, over here. Okay, if you control the red key, place it on this location, and investigators here spin 2 clues as a group, automatically evade each and one enemy, unflood this location. For the remainder of the game, this location cannot be flooded. Group limit once per game. After any location's flood value is increased, each investigator of this location will take 1 horror. Alright, for my last action, I am going to go ahead and place the red key. Get rid of this flood token. I will have to spend 2 clues. We'll spend these 2. These guys will get evaded, not that it matters. And I'll just leave the key on here just to show that it's been used. Okay, that is it for you. Zoe. I'm going to go ahead and just move down and see what's going on here. Okay, that's the place with the black key. I'm going to go ahead and move down 1 more. Vault of Riches. If you control the purple key, place it on the Vault of Riches, then choose a non-elite enemy at any location, automatically evade that enemy and move it to the Vault of Riches. That enemy does not ready during the next upkeep step. Group limit once per game. Okay. Well, with that in mind, then... So I was seeing there's multiples of these undersea corridors sometimes, and so that's what I was checking. I was seeing if there's a better spot. My scrap playthrough had it in the middle, which is a great spot to have it at. Alright. In any case, we'll go ahead and... so that was my second move. I still have 1 move remaining. And at this point, I might as well just gain a resource. Alright. That is everybody. No enemies aren't doing anything. They'll unexhaust during upkeep, upkeep, upkeep. Also, did I spend the... I did not. Sorry, before the... I am going to use Pin to the Queen. My apologies. I'll just do it here. Sorry about that. Okay, deduction. Mythos. Alright, we do advance. Maelstrom mutation. The waters continue the royal and ebullient energy, as if somehow alive. With each passing moment, the sea grows more and more volatile. Stranger still are the monstrous creatures that now prowl the dark waters, creatures that defy all laws of nature. Shuffle in the Loigor, and the Aquatic Abomination, along with the discard. So this, and this. Celestial alignment. Even this deep beneath the surface of the ocean, you can tell that your time is running short. You feel the pull of the tide as it courses through the water. Every bone in your body quakes. The walls breathe as though alive. Okay. Choose a location with at least 1 investigator. I'll just pick Zoe. She is going to take 1 damage, which I can't do anything about. It has to go on the suit. Well, I could put it on the beat cop, but I'm not going to. So this will become fully flooded. So, yeah. Alright, and then over here. Macabre Memento. Let's go ahead and we'll commit an Eye of Truth to this. We'll go 8 to 3. That's 5 to 3. We do pass, so this will be attached to this to protect us from future horror. Okay. Investigation phase. I'm going to go. I'm going to place a clue here, or resource there. I am going to put Call the Unknown down here for now, and we're just going to get going. First, I'm going to go ahead and do Pendant of the Queen. Where are my... oh, they're down here. These should have been set aside, sorry. Shuffle these. Okay. And... oh yeah, sorry. I was going to grab a clue. I'm going to grab this clue. Alright. As for what I'm going to do for movement, I'm going to move to here. And then I'm going to take an action to go ahead and place the white key down here. I'm then going to use the lightning bolt for this to move down to here. Alright, each deep one enemy at this location gets +2 fight. And if you control the green key, you can do pretty much the same stuff as before. Alright, so moving down here, I am going to go ahead and do Wit and Green. Search top 9. Almost a whiff. Alright, I'll grab the headdress. And shuffle. I will go ahead and use my ability. This is my first skill check, so it's going to be 9 to 5, which I'm okay with. Yeah, 9 to 5. We succeed, we get 1 clue. More importantly, we get rid of this. I will go ahead and take this opportunity to get out the Waveworn Idol. And that'll be it for her round. Meanwhile, with Zoe. We're going to go ahead and just move twice to get to here. And then gain a resource. Okay. Enemy phase, no enemies. Upkeep. Upkeep. 1 second. As always, I get paranoid and keep wanting to check things to make sure I'm shuffling and all that. Alright, Mythos, we're at 1. I have to discard a random card. Cost 0, so 5 to 0. We succeed. And then over here, we will spawn a deep one. Oh, also the flood level did increase here. I should have taken a horror. So I'll take that horror. Alright, spawning a deep one. Engage with you. Alright. Well, I get to search through this entire thing for a deep one. Question is that's an abomination, so not a deep one. Where's Mr. Loiger? He's also not a deep one. Okay. So who do I want to get rid of and not deal with ever again? We'll take the deep one bull. That's really all I can do. Alright, I do have to discard a card. I will discard this Tooth of Etsley. I did spawn a deep one on me, so I can go ahead and do Waveworn Idol immediately, so I will. And for that action, I am going to go ahead and just evade. I'll exhaust Ancestral Knowledge, do Survey the area. This will be 9 to 2, and now he's evaded. Okay, so that was outside, that was during the Mythos, and now we go to Investigation. I'm going to start with Zoe. Zoe's going to do Stand Together, gain 2 resources, draw 2 cards, and then spawn Smite the Wicked, apparently. This will be spawned as far away from us as possible. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Alright, it'll be all the way over here with this card. Alright. And then I need to get you 2 resources and draw 2 cards, like so. Alright. And that was my first action. My second action is going to go ahead and spend 4 to get out the Runic Axe. And then my last action is to go ahead and swing at this guy. So how much damage can I do to this guy? I don't have Vicious Blows anymore. So yeah, there's no way I could kill this guy. And he hits for what, 2 damage? Okay, that's not bad. Okay, I'm just gonna go power, power and glory. Not power and glory. Sorry, I'll go power and elders, and use a wolf mask. So that's gonna be 7, 8, 9 to 4. Actually, I'll also do accuracy, and I mean I'll do glory, but it doesn't matter. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're 11 to 4. That's -3. So that makes it 8 to 4, which unfortunately is not high enough. All right, so we do 2 damage to him. How unfortunate. All right. Not the end of the world. I will have to discard, but that's okay. I'll probably discard Safeguard because I'm never going to use it. All right. Meanwhile, over here with Ursula, we're just going to move this over here. I am going to go ahead and place this and move 2 spaces. Oh yeah, actually with that in mind, I'm going to put this over here then. All right, we're going to go 1 and 2. Reveal this location. It's another one of these. Oh, I haven't placed the key. Well, I'll have to do that later. We'll have time. So yeah, we'll just move over here. I'll go ahead and search top 9. Grab this segment of Onyx. And then I'll go ahead and use my ability and investigate this. So during the enemy phase for this one, Onyx Guardians, Ancient Ones can essentially hit you as if engaged. This was the Submerged Tadpole. That's the Sir Sizigi Chamber. And then there's another one over here. Anyway, investigating. We can go, what, 6 to 2 here? Sure, we'll go 6 to 2. That is a pass, just barely. Grab this clue. Get rid of this. I will go ahead and fast out this segment of Onyx. I am going to go ahead and get out my Awakened Mantle. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle this again because I don't remember if I did. I'll go ahead and investigate this location. So again, we'll go 6 to 2. Okay, good to go, and I can move. I'm not going to move, though. I am going to go crack the case and gain 2 resources because it has 2 Shroud. And then last action, I will go ahead and spend 2 clues to place a key here. Yellow key placed. No longer flooded. All right. So we still need to place 3 more keys. And coming back to here is going to be a pain, but that's okay. 7. Okay, that is everybody. We'll go enemy phase. Enemy will eventually re-engage, so we'll go ahead and take care of that now. I will use Zoe's Cross to do keep doing damage to this guy. And I do need to discard. I'll discard Safeguard. All right, upkeep. Mythos, Second Doom. Memory of Oblivion. Okay, willpower check. I'll do Steadfast, so I'll go 8 to 4. Good to go. Deep One Assault. Again, I'm going to end up spawning a Deep One. Alright, which one do I want to spawn this time? I'll spawn the Hydra's Brood. And it's going to get engaged with me. I will take the one horror attack. All right. Getting a lot more enemies than I usually did. Okay, that is everybody. We'll go investigation phase. I'll go deep one bowl. Well, attack with Zoe rather. We'll go power and glory. So that'll put us at 7 to 4. I'll go ahead and use the offering I should have gained back as well, so I'll go 9 to 4. Okay, that will kill this, and I will use that opportunity to go ahead and heal one horror. Okay, next I'm going to move over to here, and then I'm going to hunt to here, attacking the Hydra Brood. We're going to go power and hunt, which is going to make us, what, 7 to 4 here? Yep, 7 to 4. And, yeah, 7 to 4, good luck. Alright, that's good enough to do 2 damage, and I'll use Beat Cop to finish it off. Alright. Problem solved. Next. We'll go Ursula. Ursula needs to put this down, so we'll put it down here. We'll go ahead and place this and get an extra action. I'm going to go ahead and fast out this segment of Onyx. And then I am going to move to a new location. Yep, so that's what I thought. This is the one, this is the other spot you can put the white key at. I will try to investigate, unfortunately. So it's going to be 8 to 6 here. We'll go 9 to 6 with a magnifying glass. Well, that's a fail, and I have to place a Doom on the current agenda. Thanks, game. Alright. Well, not much I can do about that. So, oh, also, I'll search top 9 for revealing the location and grab this segment of Onyx. Alright, and I'll use it to get it out. Pinned to the Queen. Alright. Really don't want to take that 2 horror right now. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and investigate again. Whew. Yeah, I'll investigate again. I'll do Ancestral. Well, actually, we'll do it like this. I'm going to go ahead and use Pin to the Queen to auto-evade this guy. And then I'm moving here. Alright, blue key. If you fail a skill test while investigating this location, you'll take 1 damage. I'm going to go ahead and place the Statues of the Deep. I'll place the blue key here, which of course will... Technically it's supposed to evade these guys, but it doesn't really matter right now. I do, of course, lose 2 clues. And, yeah, unfortunately, we're going to end up taking horror because of this. Unless I can get a shortcut. I'll do cryptic research. 2, 3. That's not exactly what I wanted. We haven't used all our shortcuts, have we? We used one of them. I'll go ahead and do cryptic research again. 1, 2, 3. I'll do shortcut to move here. And then I'll try investigating one more time. What do we have still in the deck? Perceptions were used, deductions have not. Alright, I'll go ahead and investigate. I'll use Ancestral Knowledge to do Plan of Action. Let's see. And I'll also commit Esoteric Method. So I do get an extra book because this is my last action. So 7, or sorry, 6, 7, 8, 12. We are 12 to 6. Good luck. All right. So that's going to be 11 to 6. So I'm going to add 5 curse tokens. But I did successfully investigate this location, so this goes here. All right. I am going to go ahead and use. I'm going to exhaust Teachings of the Order to get rid of all the curse tokens. I'll make note that we've used the cursed one use. And be good to go there. All right. So, okay. So I have purple key and green key. Green key needs to go here, and purple needs to go over here. Not a big deal. All right. Enemy phase, not going to do anything because that thing doesn't have Hunter. Upkeep. Okay. All right. Mythos. 4th Doom. My pacing is not so good. We'll go ahead and do Steadfast. We'll go, yeah, 8 to 4 here. Good to go. Okay. Investigators. Okay. If no investigators are at flooded locations, they get surge. Otherwise, investigators at partially flooded locations takes 1 horror, and anyone at fully flooded locations take a direct horror that can't be prevented. So I do end up taking 1 horror, which I'm just going to. At this point, let's go ahead and just let Wit and Green get taken out. And go to investigation phase. All right. Okie dokie. So I need to get all the way over here and place the key and then continue doing stuff. All right. That's easy enough to do at this point. I'm going to go ahead and use Pen to the Queen. I'm going to keep grabbing clues while I can. Also, I need to discard a card. I apologize. I will discard the headdress. All right. I am going to go ahead and spend 3 to go ahead and get Pathfinder out. Also going to go ahead and spend 3 to get out Jake Williams. And then I'm going to... Oh, also I am going to take the resources from this, by the way. And I do need to place you somewhere, so we'll place you on the way, along the way. All right. So here goes. I still have an action remaining. I'm going to do Awaken Mantle to move from one flooded location to another. We'll move here. I'll go ahead and use my ability. We'll go 6 to 2. Grab the clue here. That's resolved. I'm then going to Pathfind move down to here. And then, actually, no. Better idea. Instead of pathfinding, I'll pathfind move to here, and then use the key lightning bolts to go to here, and then place my green key down. So we'll spend 2 clues. Those guys will be evaded again. That's fine. Do that. Okie dokie. Oh, also, I completely forgot that the Deep 1 enemies here had +2 fight, so I still passed the checks, but getting the what do you call it? Elders to trigger was definitely not going to happen. So that's my bad. Yeah, if need be, I could have just popped more cards to ensure I passed the check, but I'll take a look and just make sure. Okay, from what I can see, it was fine. I definitely passed all the checks relatively easily. So, Zoe, we do need to get ready. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and spend 4 to get out the other beat cop. So I now have 7 fight. and we'll go ahead and move. And move again. We'll stay here just in case. All right, that is everybody. Upkeep. Shortcut. Last card. Mythos. 5 of 8. All right, we do get +4 to this because of the Eye of Truth that's already out. So 9 to 3. We pass. Ancient Evils, okay, it's just 6 to 8. By the way, there are Ancient Evils in the deck. All right, investigation. I'm going to go ahead and start with Ursula. I'll put the thing over here. I'm going to go ahead and Pathfind move to here. And then I'm going to Awaken Mantle down to here and try to investigate using her ability. I will commit a deduction, so this will be 8 to 4. It's -3, so that's going to be 5. Yep, 5 to 4. So I only get 2 clues from this, but it's a pass regardless. So I'll go ahead and grab these 2 clues. Get rid of this. And then I'm going to go ahead and take an action to place the purple key here. Choose a non-elite enemy, automatically evade the enemy and move it here, and it doesn't unfreeze this round. That's fine. Okay. And then I will go ahead and move next. Oh, also, I should have gotten a... Oh, actually, sorry, I do get it. I forgot. We will be placing this, so I do get +3. So I will get 1 more clue. Doesn't really matter too much because I don't think clues are going to be what we need in a second. All right, we're going to go ahead and move over to here. Lair of Dagon. As you descend the familiar steps, something tugs at your memories. You've been here before, haven't you? All right. Check. So Lair of Dagon gets -1 shroud for each sanctum location with a key on it. So there's it's actually there's 4 sanctum locations, and they all have keys now. So it's 2 shroud. As a lightning bolt, check campaign log. If all 7 keys are on locations and the order's ritual was disrupted, you can dig deep into your memories to recall what happened the last time you were here. All right. So here it is. Flashback 14. We did definitely disrupt a ritual somewhere. Yeah, Order's ritual got disrupted. All right, flashback 14. You are deep below the esoteric Order of Dagon's headquarters once more, emerging from the hall where you had disrupted the Order's ritual. You follow Agent Dawson through a series of winding, flooded corridors, flanked by statues of aquatic monstrosities and malformed beasts. You ask Dawson where exactly you are headed, but he doesn't reply. Finally, you enter another chamber, similar to the last. Its walls are covered in otherworldly effigies and a depiction of ocean waves swirling below an alignment of celestial bodies. Another familiar pool dominates the cavern, inside which the dark shape of something massive slumbers. To your surprise, Agent Harper stands in front of the pool, gazing into its dark reflection. She turns with a start when she hears you approach, relaxing only once she sees who you are. Is it done? Dawson asks. She nods. This one isn't waking up anytime soon. Good, the order is on to us. We have no time to spare. Let's get to the vault and take what we came for. You reel. What exactly is going on here? Both of the agents notice your confusion at the same time. A moment of grim understanding dawns as you realize the truth of the situation. The agency didn't come here to investigate criminal activity in Innsmouth at all. They came here for something else. And the only vaults you've seen so far in these depths are the ones filled with archaic riches. The material wealth that has kept the town of Innsmouth afloat all these years, perhaps the very riches that persuaded so many of the townsfolk to follow the order and forsake their own humanity. Stifling your frustration, you ask how much of Dawson's briefing was a lie. Not all of it, he says calmly. Agent Harper was missing when I contacted you. That much was true. But she was sent here on a different mission, one we must complete this very moment or risk losing everything we've worked for, and you're going to help us. You cross your arms in defiance. It's one thing to be kept in the dark by the two agents you've risked your life for. It's another to help them smuggle the treasure on behalf of the government, especially when so much more is at stake. I don't think you understand, Dawson replies, his voice surprisingly level. You're an asset of the agency, and under my authority you will do as I command. As the silence between you grows more and more tense, you spot Dawson's hand twitching toward his holstered weapon. Is he truly willing to go that far? Just then, you hear shouting down the hall. Shit, they're here. Dawson turns to Harper, his orders terse and quiet. Take the exit through Devil Reef. We'll head back the way we came. Meet up at the vault. The next minute is a blur. Dawson and Harper split up. Despite your anger, you decide it best to follow Agent Dawson, since you are familiar with that escape route. A torrent of footsteps and hollers follows close behind. You don't get far before you are cornered. An elderly man with wide, unblinking eyes and long rows blocks your exit. Take them, he says. The rest you recall only in flashes of horror. The interrogation, the dark flooded pit, Dawson's fate, Harper discovering you on the beach. You turn on Harper, your vision adjusting back to the present. She seems to understand what you have seen. Her hand hovers dangerously near her handgun. Damn it, she says. I was hoping you wouldn't remember what happened the last time we were in this room. She draws in a shaky breath as the two of you silently judge one another. So what now? She asks. I still have a job to do. Are you going to get in my way? Investigators must decide. You can either help Harper complete the mission, or you can defy her. We're going to go ahead and defy her, so we do need to remove her from the game, so she is no longer with us. And then we'll go ahead and get the set aside City of the Deep version 3 next to the current act. It provides a new alternate objective. So we'll go ahead and get version 3. Version 3. City of the Deep, version 3. You refuse to be a pawn in the government schemes. Even so, you don't wish Harper to come to any harm. You tell her to escape while she can. She slips away, cursing under her breath. Now you have a new goal. Send the riches of Yah Nethalé into the depths so they can never be used against humanity. Objective, collapse the vault containing the Deep One's riches. If Dagon and Hydra each have at least 8 damage on them, advance. So I have to do essentially 16 damage against 2 Ancient Ones. Now, the original option we could do, in this situation, we've already unflooded 4 locations. And essentially, it's two clues per reduction of flood level. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, and 16. We can use the book to get rid of one completely, so 12. With 12 clues, I can immediately just end it right now. Currently, we have 10, so I could literally just here take care of everything and probably be good to go. But I'm not going to do that. Instead, we're going to try to see if we can get this City of the Deep thing going. But in order to do that, these guys have to wake up so we can actually fight them. All right, so with that in mind, also, since I moved and revealed the location, I am going to go ahead and use Jake Williams now. And shuffle. I will take a horror for this, so I will. And draw a card. Okay, Cryptic Research, good start. I'm going to go ahead and keep this pinned on the Queen charge because we're probably going to need it in a second. All right, in any case, let's go ahead and go with Zoe. Zoe, you just need to get down here and get ready. 1, 2, 3. All right, that is everyone's actions. We go to enemy phase. This guy will unexhaust. Well, I think he unexhausts 1 round later. Yeah, he unexhausts 1 round later, I think. Upkeep. Okay, upkeep. Alright, end of the round. If an investigator is at the lair of Dagon and he is ready, place 1 Doom on him. So we put a Doom on him, and then it's going to advance. Because that would put us at 7 and then hit 8. Alright, let's see what happens. Tyrants of the Deep. If Hydra is in play, flip her to Awakened and Enraged. If Dagon is in play and slumbering, flip him to his Awakened and Enraged side. Here we are. Hydra. Awakened and Enraged. 7 fight, 4 evade. Hunter, massive retaliate. Hydra gets -1 fight for each Sanctum location with a key on it, so 3 fight. After Hydra is evaded or dealt damage, you can do the same to a copy of Hydra's Brood in play as well. 2 fight. Hits for 2 damage and 1 horror. So Hunter, massive, and retaliate. And then this one is Awaken a Rage, same situation, 7 fight, but it goes down to 3. 4 evade, Hunter, Massive Retaliate. After Dagon is evaded or dealt damage, do the same to Dagon's Brood. Hits for 1 damage and 2 horror. Okay. The Flood. The Great Flood has begun. With the ritual complete, the seas shall overtake the earth. And there will be nothing left but the primordial ocean and its denizens. You are all that stands in the way of humanity's extinction. If an ancient one enemy is slumbering, flip it to its awakened rage side. When your turn begins, okay, and 10 doom to advance. All right, let's go ahead and do this. All right, gauge with us for 1 damage. Not much I can do about that. I will go ahead and gain a resource and spend that resource to do 1 damage to this guy. And unfortunately, the damage has to go to the diving suit. Well, actually, I can put it on one of these guys, but I'll put it on the diving suit for now. Over here, fracture consciousness. I can do a 4 to 3 test. All right. What do we have left in here? I can go ahead and do Eye of Truth. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do Eye of Truth with Ancestral Knowledge. So this is going to be 8 to 3. Good luck. Okay, we do pass, so this gets set aside. That's good. That'll help a little. All right. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and go to investigation phase. Call of the Unknown we'll put over here, I guess. How do I want to do this? We will go... Alright, we're going to go ahead and start with Zoe, but as a lightning bolt, I'm going to go ahead and do Pendant of the Queen now. And I'm going to evade Dagon. Alright, and then these, of course, get shuffled back in. Okay, then Zoe is going to go ahead and use a beat cop to go ahead and finish off this guy. And then we're going to try to beat the crap out of Dagon. So Dagon, these guys are still invincible. They cannot die, but we can put damage on them now. And we need to put 8 damage on Dagon. And then a few things we can also do is we can lure them to the sunken halls and get that taken care of as well. But for right now, we'll just beat up Dagon. So I'm going to go ahead and attack Dagon. I'm going to do Brannica Thugga. Actually, no, we'll do Runic Axe. We'll go Power and Accuracy. And that's it. So that's going to be 10 to 3. And I do 2 damage. Actually, before we do that, draw, gain 2 resources, draw 2 cards. Gain 2 resources, draw 2 cards. Thank you. All right, now we'll do it. 10 to 3. Okay, 2 damage. And I can do... Yeah, losing my vicious blows, definitely. I'm feeling it. Oh, also, I should have gotten a what do you call it? An offering here. Okay. Next, we'll go ahead and attack again. Power and Accuracy. Okay, 2 damage. And then we'll go ahead and... Oh wait, that was all my actions, sorry. Yeah, 2 attacks and stand together. Okay. So 4 damage so far. We need to get another 4 on him and then get another more on the other guy. All right, so with that in mind, let's go ahead and get to work here. I'm going to spend an action. So yeah, I'll put Call of the Unknown over here for whatever reason. I'm going to spend 2 to get out Pocket Watch. Oh, also, I will place this resource here. And I'll move twice. Actually, yeah, I will do that. I'll move twice. So this will be before I place the pocket watch. I'm actually going to go ahead and move up and over to here. And investigate this location. Will be 5 to 2. I will go ahead and do a practice makes perfect, search top 9. I will take the survey the area. Okay, so this will be 9 to 2. We succeed. This goes in our hand. This is resolved. We get a clue. And then I'll take my first action, which is place the golden pocket watch. And then let's see what else I can get out. I'm going to go ahead and spend 1 to go ahead and get out the headdress. And I am going to go ahead and spend 3 to drop the Grand Memoir for the Necronomicon. Okay. So with this, I can do 3 damage to one of them, and go from there. All right. Enemy phase. I'm going to go ahead and have this hunter over here. This I'll just unexhaust now. This guy's not going to do anything, and we'll go ahead and do upkeep. Okay, one of the segments. Mythos. Oh, actually, take that back. I'm going to go ahead and use Pocket Watch now and skip the Mythos. Okay, investigation. All right. I will start. So you're engaged again. I'm going to go ahead and use Zoe to fight. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do Brandicathuga. This will make us 9 to 3. And I'll commit an overpower. This will make us 12 to 3. Okay, I will spend 3 charges to do 3 damage. I'll draw 2 cards, which I'll put on the key in use, so my stats go up higher. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and use B-Cop to do 1 more damage. So we got that one taken care of. Next, I'm going to go ahead and try to evade this guy. I'm currently 4 to 4. I'll use an offering to go 6 to 4, and then to take the initiative to go 8 to 4. Good to go. You're now evaded. All right. Then I'm going to shortcut. And go ahead and use this opportunity to recharge the Brandicathuga. Place a new one. Okay. So we got that. And the good news is, even though the weakness got shuffled back in, I don't have to worry about losing my weapons, because they are either in discard or in my hand or in play. All right, Ursula. We'll put you up here. I will place this and get an extra action. I will, of course, fast out this segment of Onyx. And we'll go ahead and use the mantle to move up to here and investigate this location. We'll go 5 to 2. We pass, we get the clue. And more importantly, we go take care of Call of the Unknown. All right, that still leaves me with a bunch of actions. I will go ahead and... What could be even left in my deck right now? I'm just going to gain 3 resources. That is what we're going to do right now. All right. Enemy phase. Dagon's exhausted. This guy doesn't Hunter. This one I'm going to have move here. All right. And then upkeep. Okay. Mythos. Oh, wait, did I even use that last action? I did not. Oh, no, I did. I played No, I didn't. I'll just gain another resource then. Yeah, I don't think I actually used the red clock action. My apologies. In any case, Mythos, we're on first doom of 10. Ancient Evils, now we're... I think that's our second one. Yep, second one. There's one left in the deck. All right, over here. Flooded locations, only Ursula. Ursula, you're going to take 1 horror. I'm okay with killing off Jake Williams. Alright. Investigation phase. I will start with... yeah, I will start with Ursula. I'll go ahead and take the resources. Call of the Unknown, I'll put up here for now. I will go ahead and Pathfind move over to here and attempt to investigate it. Actually, before we Pathfind move, I will spend 4 to go ahead and get out Wit and Green, and then I'll Pathfind move. And then that'll put us at 6 to 6. I'll commit a deduction. Actually, no, I'll commit a perception and go 9 to 6. Okay, I do get to draw 2 cards. This is resolved again. And not much else I can do here. I can keep drawing cards and hoping for the best, but I don't want to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and just gain some resources to get ready for the future. And then I'm going to go ahead and take Zoe, move her up to here. And I'm just going to gain a bunch of resources. Okay. Enemy phase. Dagon. Hydra's going to take 2 damage. Alright, so we need to do 6 damage. Upkeep. I'll discard this Crack the Case because I can't really use it anymore. Mythos, third doom of 10. Discard a random card. Okay, I'm going to have to do 6 to 4 here. I'll go 9 to 4. Good to go. Fewest cards in hand. Oh, he's aloof. Well, Investigator at the location has no cards in hand, it loses aloof, and it forces discards and all that good stuff. Okay. We'll go ahead and start with Zoe, but first I am going to go ahead and use Teachings in the Order to defeat a non-elite enemy at your location. This is non-elite, so we'll go ahead and defeat him. Alright. So now we'll make note that we have used the kill effect. Okay. So that was just a lightning bolt at the start of Zoe's turn. I'll go ahead and go with Zoe next. I will pop a shortcut using Stick to the Plan. Massives don't do an actual engage, so I don't get to use any of my abilities, unfortunately. I will then... So I need to do what? 6 damage? Okay. We'll go ahead and start with Brandicathaga. This will make us 10 to 7. I'm going to go ahead and commit a task force to make it 11 to 7. Or wait, sorry. -1 fight for every sanctum location with a key. So never mind. I am 10 to 3. Okay, I will spend 3 charges to do 3 damage. Sorry for that. Alright, then I'll attack again with Brandon Kathoga. 10 to 3. Alright, I will do 4 damage. Just because I can, because I never get that ability to go off. Alright. Collapse of Vault. If Dagon and Hydra each have 8 damage on them, advance. Okay, Conspiracy dismantled. With the deities of the Deep Ones thrashing and howling in pain, sections of the city begin to collapse around you. Collapse all around you. Hoping to use this to your advantage, you lure the creatures closer and closer to the vaults where the riches are held. The vast hordes of gold and jewels are no doubt how the creatures, and by proxy, the esoteric order of Dagon, were able to manipulate the people of Innsmouth and bring more into their fold. You cannot let that ever happen again. One final blow sends one of the creatures staggering through the walls. The ceiling collapses and a torrent of seawater follows. You escape just before you are caught inside. All right, add this card to the victory display. If there is another act card in play, you may choose to either continue playing in order to accomplish the objective on that card, or proceed immediately to Resolution 1 without fulfilling that objective. I don't know how that works. I mean, I think I still want to stop the ritual. So I'll go ahead and stop the ritual just because I can, I guess. I do still have an action remaining. Unfortunately, Hydra is just going to end up hitting me this round anyway, so I might just take the hit. Take my lumps, as they would say. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get away, so that's fine. I'm just going to go ahead and just fight. Actually, no, I'm not going to fight. I'll just pass turn. No point in taking the risk. I mean, I guess I could evade, but that also could potentially be bad. So yeah, never mind. Ursula. So how many clues do we have? 12? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. Okay, we can do it. So all I have to do is get down there and just spend everything. Oh, actually, I don't have enough this round. The reason why I don't have enough this round is because I used the book. If I hadn't have used the book, we would have been actually okay. Alright, well. We can still... Oh, we can make it work. Oh, no, we can't. I still need more clues. How do I get... Oh, okay, I have a way to do this. Don't worry, guys. I can make things work. Alright, we'll start with Ursula. Or not start with her, but I'm going to go to Ursula. I'm going to go ahead and place this. I'm going to Pathfind move towards Dagon. I am going to go ahead and move through Dagon and take the damage. So it's going to be, what, 1 damage, 2 horror. Conveniently, I have someone that can soak that. Actually, I'll use the suit for that, at least. Alright. And then when I get to here, I am going to go ahead and investigate this location. With my ability, I'll go deduction. So 6, 9, 11 to 2. 11 to 2. Let's see what we get. Alright, I get 3 clues. Okay. Then I'm going to spend 3 secrets of the Necronomicon to grab a clue from any location. We'll pick this one. Alright, I think I have enough now. So I'll spend 2 clues as a lightning bolt. It has to be a lair location, right? This is a lair location, so we're good on that front. I'll go ahead and unflood this location. I'll spend 2 clues to unflood this location. As long as it's not a sanctum, I can do it. And there's no limit as far as I can tell. I will spend 2 clues to unflood this location. I will spend 2 clues to unflood this location. I'll spend 4 clues to completely unflood this location. Yeah. Just by 1, right? Oop. Yeah, decrease the flood level. Yeah. All right, and then my last 4 I will use to unflood this location. If each location is unflooded, you advance. All right. Shattering the alignment. The seas part with a roaring torrent. Chill air flows through the corridors of Yanathale as it rises. When the stars look down upon its alien emerald halls, something in the air changes. There is a sound like a snap and the hissing of air being pulled through the vacuum of space. Then, like automobiles lurching to life, the Earth and the Moon began to move once more. All right, and there's nothing left. We have this display, and we go to Resolution 1. Resolution 1. You frantically make your way back to the entrance to the undersea city, hoping desperately to escape alive. You feel the familiar tugging of the currents all around you as you emerge on the other side of the otherworldly threshold. Your heart does not stop racing until you finally break the surface of the water and collapse on the outcropping of rock. Investigators escape beyond Yanathale. Add both Dagon and Hydra to the victory display. That is worth 1 each, I believe. Or rather, they're just there, I guess. All right. Each investigator earns experience equal to victory X. Yeah. Everyone suffers 2 physical trauma. And then check Act 2B, Shattering the Alignment. Is in the victory display. Shattering the Alignment is in the victory display. As you emerge from the caverns of the Devil Reef and look up into the sky, you are relieved to see the sun and moon no longer in alignment. The tide appears to be retreating as well. The seas seem to have calmed. Record that the plot of the Deep Ones was thwarted. You win the campaign. Check if another act card is in the victory display. Conspiracy dismantled, I believe it was. Yep, conspiracy dismantled. We go to Resolution 5. There's no sign of Agent Harper anywhere. Perhaps she never made it out of the city alive. You hold on hope that she is out there somewhere. Still, you are relieved that at the very least, nobody will be able to use the riches of Yanathale to manipulate humanity ever again. Not the government, not the Deep Ones, nobody. Record the riches of the Deep are lost forever. Everyone gets 3 bonus experience. I'm not going to worry about experience because we're going to be done here. And we go to the epilogue. All right, epilogue. You drive home to Arkham. The drive home to Arkham is quiet. After everything you have been through, you would have thought the quiet to be a peaceful reprieve, but you are alone with your thoughts of Innsmouth, of Deep Ones, of enormous monsters dwelling in the depths beneath the waves. You find yourself checking your rearview mirror regularly, waiting to spot the headlights of pursuers who want you dead, the glowing, unblinking eyes of an aquatic horror in your backseat, or perhaps even the cold, dead glare of Thomas Dawson, mutated nearly beyond recognition. But you see nothing, just an empty road. You sigh and run through the events of the past few weeks once more. You believe you have a complete picture of what occurred, and yet you still like there is something missing, another gap in your memories. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, sorry, Stinging Betrayal. I was supposed to write that down, I believe. Yeah, Stinging Betrayal. So that one should be the last one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That is 14 memories. We have all 14 memories. So if all 14 following entries are under memories recovered, go to flashback 15. Otherwise, you do epilogue 2. You're back in Agent Dawson's office in Boston. He has stepped out for only a brief moment in order to retrieve some documents for you to sign. Some kind of agreement not to speak of anything you might see or hear while working for the government, no doubt. Several minutes pass. You begin to wander throughout the office, examining the many books and maps Dawson has scattered around. Some are harmless enough: a medical textbook, a history of New England, a treatise on the anatomy of aquatic creatures throughout the Atlantic, but the volumes get stranger and stranger the more of his collection you examine. Venturing near to Dawson's side of the office, you notice that the many books, envelopes, and documents spread across the surface of his desk lie atop an unfolded map. You decide to chance a peek, hoping Dawson's task will keep him from his office for a while longer. Pushing some of the objects in your way aside, you examine the map. It is an enormous nautical chart of the world's oceans, marked in many spots with fresh black ink. A fountain pen lies nearby. The marks that Dawson has made are curious, to say the least. There are over a dozen scattered across the seas, Some lie just off the coast of various continents, while others are in the middle of the ocean. Their locations marked with wide unfilled circles to show that their exact coordinates unknown. Strange words are scribbled next to each. Pithaway in the North Atlantic near Greenland, Yednathala in the South Atlantic just off the coast of Africa, Rillier deep in the South Pacific, Thal I don't know how to pronounce that one, of Australia, by Australia and the Eastern Indian Ocean, and at least 10 more, some marked with question marks, an indication that this record is incomplete. You gently push aside the book that lies atop North America and see one more just off the coast of Massachusetts, Yadnathala. You slam on the brakes and screech to a halt as your mind pulls back to the present. No, it can't be. Your heart twists into a knot as you realize the truth. No, Yadnathala was not the home of the deep ones, it was just one of many. And then you mark that you now know the horrible truth that there's still more to do. And that's everything. So yeah, so that is the Innsmouth campaign. Overall, it's pretty enjoyable. It's a lot of reading for the first time playthrough, but for a repeat playthrough, I think it won't be too bad. I don't know when I'll replay it though. The flashback and flash forward type stuff is kind of, it's neat. I think my biggest issue is the fact that it messes with how you get experience, which definitely affects certain cards, like Down the Rabbit Hole. Obviously, if I were to do it again, I would not take Down the Rabbit Hole. It's just not worth it. As for the investigators, this was our first, I would say, official full playthrough with Ursula Downs, at least on camera, and she did really well. I did play with her when I did my personal playthrough of Innsmouth, and she did even better this time, especially when I remembered that you can get when I realized I can get all the relics. Makes things a little bit better. That being said, you don't really need all the relics, to be honest. Yeah, you don't really need them. The only one that I probably use a bunch is the Awakened Mantle, and unfortunately I probably messed up the rules for that in some of the previous sessions. As always, if I made any rules mistakes, I apologize. Oh, also, technically, I did get one mental trauma at the end with Zoe because I didn't deal with the Smite the Wicked, but this was the last session anyway. Towards the end, I had so much experience that I was buying just random stuff, like Observed, of all things. Observed is kind of interesting if you do buy it early, but it's super RNG. So usually you just buy it at the end if you literally have nothing else to buy, which is not something I usually run into in the other scenarios, but the later ones, you definitely get so much experience that you can kind of make that happen. Yeah, Ursula is pretty good. Like I said, the biggest issue with her is her 4-book, because you kind of you're constantly fighting against that the entire time. But once you get the engine running, obviously, Pin to the Queen is just ridiculously good. No changes there. Necronomicon obviously helped a little bit in the end there, but I didn't really desperately need it. Yeah. I mean, being able to access... I mean, I guess the big thing about Ursula is the fact that she gets access to Karen's Obol, and that definitely made a big difference. Like, getting an extra... 14 experience throughout the entire campaign definitely adds up. Obviously, there's the risk of, possibly dying, which we came close in some parts, but not too often. And then everything else was just kind of like, yeah, once you got the engine running, I think Ancestral Knowledge was a good pick. It definitely allowed me to give me those extra deck slots I definitely needed to kind of flesh things out a little bit more, like getting Practice Makes Perfect and things like that. I think Practice Makes Perfect was a good call. Obviously, in hindsight, if I were to go, actually was planning on going Necronomicon, I probably should have had that one card that lets you reveal it in your hand and activate it. That would definitely give her a little bit more oomph. But honestly, like at this point, I'm talking about the Necronomicon, and I already had Pin to the Queen. It's just pretty crazy. We definitely had some bad luck on some of the earlier scenarios where we were just getting kind of hit with a lot of stuff at once. But once I got, the Pin of the Queen kind of going, it kind of worked out. Obviously, the vanishing of Eleanor Harper is probably the roughest out of any of them because it's really RNG based. You don't really have very much control over it. I had to guess in the end. Like, literally, I had to guess on both of them. Thankfully, I got one of them right. Good news is, even if you do mess it up, it's not the end of the roll. It just means you don't get to have Eleanor Harper around too often. Obviously, getting the Eleanor Harper and Dawson helping you out throughout the entire campaign can be very, very useful. Obviously, like I mentioned before, for Pit to Spare, you definitely want to get rid of some of these tokens as quickly as possible because, yeah, -4s, -5s definitely start adding up. Zoe went a lot better than I expected. I was always concerned about the Smite the Wicked, because if you draw it late, it's pretty much you just get a trauma. But honestly, she just did really, really well. I don't know what it was about Daniela, because like I mentioned before, I did try to record this with just Daniela and Ursula, and I don't know what it is for Daniela, but she did her job well. She was fighting, but I don't know why. It's just when I had her with me, I had just the worst luck. I got a lot of auto fails. Speaking of auto fails, we didn't really draw any. I think we drawed like one or two in this scenario, which is a far less than what I usually draw. Like, the millions I draw in things like in horror and high gear and things like that. Obviously, this was on easy, no taboo, and me taking full advantage of what knowledge I already had. Obviously, having things like the Pin of the Queen constantly cycling allowed me to take advantage of all the victory locations, which obviously made us end with 40 plus experience or something like that. Still, even if you miss a few locations, a few victory here and there, as long as you're trying to get the memories, I think everything will go pretty well for you. And yeah, like I said, Zoe went really well. The only thing is I shouldn't have gone down the rabbit hole. If I hadn't gone down the rabbit hole, I could have gotten Stick to the Plan a lot sooner, which would have allowed me to set up a lot easier. Didn't really get to do much with Kiyu Yeast, but it did give me +2 to all my stats, and that's amazing, so I can't really say much else about it. Also, I had so many cards out in play that my deck has pretty much got reduced by half, which is pretty impressive. The weaknesses that we got weren't too bad. Obviously, losing my Vicious Blows was kind of annoying, but everything else wasn't too bad usually. At the very least, we didn't really lose our weapons, which was the big thing. Ursula's weakness was very interesting because this was the introduction to Curse, and getting 5 more Curse tokens was definitely pretty rough in some situations, especially when they count as auto fails in the Temple of Dagon. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say. This was I definitely think overall this is a very decent campaign. Like I said, there's just some issues here and there. The difficulty of Pit of Despair is a bit high. Vanishing of Helen Harper is very RNG, which can result on you just failing just because. In Too Deep is which one was In Too Deep? Holy crap. I honestly don't remember what In Too Deep was. I remember what Devil Reef was. What was In Too Deep? Oh, right. In Too Deep was the barricades, and you're going through that. That one's a lot of fun. The biggest challenge, of course, is getting all the memories, like every single one of them, because you have very, very low time to get rid of the mob to get that last key. Devil's Reef was pretty good. Yeah, honestly, a lot of these are pretty solid. The difficulty usually comes from trying to do everything, so you can kind of just set your difficulty your own way. Obviously, not getting all the memories is not the end of the world. You just miss out on the stinger at the end. You can very easily just do the last scenario by just doing the version 1 and nothing else. You can also do the other way where you're helping Elna to steal the treasure as you're leaving type situation. But again, that just kind of gives you a little bit more dialogue in the end, and that's about it. So yeah, I don't know what I plan on doing next. Obviously, there's Edge of the Earth, which I've played a little bit of. I think the biggest issue, as far as recording is concerned, is a lot of this has a lot of text to read, just an insane amount. So I'll just have to play it by ear. As you probably noticed with the length of these videos, they're getting longer just simply because there's so much reading that has to be done. And Edge of the Earth has like pages of reading just to start off. So it's it's essentially a Madara's worth of reading almost in some cases. In any case, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I am the Depressed Viewer. This was Arkham Horror, the card game, the Innsmouth Conspiracy. Was it Innsmouth Conspiracy, playing Zoe Samaras and Ursula Downs. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time.